Well, people, I was thinking this morning again about one of my favorite subjects, which is feedback. Yeah, basically, feedback, everybody seems to think that it's a good idea to give each other feedback. Um, I'm not entirely against that. My question really is do we actually get the message across? When we think about it, what is feedback? Feedback really, we're asking somebody to do something differently. So, in other words, we would like them to do something differently. This is a request, really. It isn't so much something that we are telling somebody to do something another way, because that would mean that we would have the command position, or it would mean that somebody is crossing one of our boundaries. That's an entirely different subject. So, feedback really is somebody's doing something in a way, and you would prefer them to do that in a different way. So, whichever way you look at it, it's a kind of unsolicited advice. No, generally, people don't come up to you and say, "Hey, I see this is bothering you. Shall I do it differently?" So, the problem with feedback is that people are automatically on the defensive because this isn't because there's something weird you're doing. This is simply because we have associated the word feedback with, oh, I am doing something wrong or I could be doing something better. Either way, it's the brain says that this is an attack. So your brain is going to go into the defensive automatically. It's not something that we have choice over. The brain says, this is something that's dangerous. I need to defend this person so that they can come out of this alive. So as soon as somebody is already in the defensive mode, whatever you're telling them is probably going to bring up all the arguments against what you're bringing up rather than somebody actually listening to what you're saying. So my idea about feedback is that perhaps we should, in any case, whether we do or don't give feedback, we should start off by asking a lot of questions, a lot more questions. And these questions can even be a kind of a curious questioning as to why somebody does something in a certain way. Now, it's not why as in the defensive question, but hey, talk me through the way that you do it. I'm curious. I don't understand how you're doing this. And by doing a question like that, you invite this person to elaborate on the reasons why they do something in a certain way, which may mean, for all you know up front, that they've actually got a very good reason for doing it the way they're doing it. Which means that then an advice as to how to do it differently really isn't that relevant. So you can then choose whether you still want to give this information, whether you still want to share your advice or not. So I believe in questioning first, asking lots of questions, being yeah, really curious as to what's going on, why things are happening the way they are. And really only after that has been said, is there any space at all for you to offer your views on the matter. And quite often I wouldn't use the word feedback. I would simply ask something similar to, hey, I also have an idea about this. Would you like me to share it with you? For example, in other words, I'm not as soon as as soon as I frame it as feedback, people will go onto that defensive, which is exactly what I don't want. So I believe just by this small little thing, we're already increasing the chance that somebody will actually do something with the feedback unsolicited advice, if you prefer, than if you just drop it on their plate, as we've often been taught in communication trainings. These are my thoughts this morning. Have a good one.